Hello, good morning. Uh, I have come today with one story. It is an astrologer's day written by R.K. Narayan, Indian writer. An astrologer's day is a suspense story written by R.K. Narayan, Indian writer. It is a suspense story that describes a day in the life of an astrologer who makes his life by selling cosmic insights to gullible villagers. Though he has no knowledge of the cosmos, he did not know himself about the astrology, but he was telling lie to the people and getting money. The astrologer opened his bag and his professional equipment on time at midday. He had painted forehead, dark whiskers, and attractive with turban around his head. Means he was quite attractive in his decoration, in his dress up. People were attracted to him as the bees are attracted to cosmos. He sat under the branch of a large tree which laid the path through the town hall park. It was a crowd always moving up and down through the narrow road from the morning to night. Different kinds of traders represented along its way. Medicine sellers came there, sellers of stone hardwares and junk food sellers were there, magicians were there, and cheap clothes sellers were there in the place where the astrologer was doing his business. There were businessmen calling it Bombay ice cream one day, and the next day Delhi almond, and on the third day Raja's delicacy. It did not have municipal lighting, and the place was lit. Not it is not peace, it is place. You need to correct the spelling. PLACE. Place was light. That is lit means lighted with the soft lights. The astrologer continued his business with others' lights. He was as innocent as his innocent customers. He did not have any knowledge of the astrology. He studied the face of the customers and guessed what pleased them to tell and told them. He had left his village without telling anyone. If he had not come into the town, he would have been tilling his land and cultivating crops in the village. That means if he had not come in the town, he would be working in the village and just working for the production of the crops in the farm. He had a working analysis of mankind's troubles. When people came there, he had the working analysis of mankind's troubles, marriage, money, and within 5 minutes he understood what was wrong with the person who came to ask his fate. He charged 3 pies per question and never opened his mouth till the other had spoken for at least 10 minutes, which provided him to answer a dozen questions. He used to get all the information from the person's speech and then used to answer in his fortune telling. He says that one of his related women troubles him. That means generally he used to say to the customer he had one woman or distant relative woman and she troubled him and she was a problem in him, and at that time the customer easily used to think and he was right. He used to think about it. He observes the nature of the people and sees that he gets into trouble by his nature. Right? Observes the nature and says, "Oh, it is because of your nature you get the trouble in life." He generally says. One day, as the astrologer was about to leave, it was almost evening. Everybody had left the place. A stranger arrived there. At that time, a stranger came. He asked him to sit down as his customer. He thought that he was a customer and asked him to sit down. He had bargained with the stranger and he was about to tell his pet, but the stranger smoked with matches. When the stranger smoked with matches, he knew who the person he was. The astrologer recognized him and he was scared of him. He was afraid because he knew that he was the same person whom he had stabbed and thrown into the well to die, and he had run away from the village. And now the man had come to search him and kill him. That is the reason he scared him. He did not want to tell the fate, and he said that he did not want but the stranger forced him to tell. Either he would find his search, stranger asked, either he would find the person whom he was searching. And the astrologer knew what this stranger was searching. The astrologer told him that he would not meet him because he had died 4 months before. He said he would meet only in the next life. And this person whom the stranger was searching was astrologer himself. And he told that he had already died, means he was himself dead. He told him that he was stabbed in his chest and thrown into the well to die. And he went on telling the story that somebody stabbed him in his chest and thrown. He told him that his house was 200 miles north, the same thing where his house was. Now it is easy for him to tell. He asked him not to come out of the house to live 100 years. He told the stranger that if he did not come out of the house, or if he did not come to the north side, to the southern side of his house, he would live 100 years. That means he wanted him not to come to him again and find him or search him. He was afraid. In fact, the astrologer had done it himself, means he had just stabbed himself and thrown that stranger in the well. The stranger got the money, astrologer got the money, and went home to where his wife was waiting. Went home only, not do not write you where he was, where his wife was waiting. She got the money and became happy. Thus he gave the money. He told her that he had the burden of murdering the man. Murdering means killing the man. And now he realized that he was free from sin because the man whom he had stabbed and thrown in the well was alive and he had given the money, that money which he brought. Then his wife got surprised about getting married to such a man. She realized that she had got married with a criminal. This story shows the characteristics of astrologers in society. The astrologer was a criminal like person and he did not have any morality to tell the fate of anyone in the story. So it makes clear how people work, how people become astrologers, how the criminal people leave their home town and come home villages and then come to the town and adopt the profession of astrology. In fact, this story is an attack to the astrologers who are uneducated, who do not know anything about the astrology, cosmos, and they pretend to be astrologers, and they do not know the real fate of themselves, their fortune, but they pretend to be telling the fortune of others. It's a great irony what the astrologers generally do. And this astrologer of this story is a cheater, he is a deceiver, he's a not good astrologer, he has not studied anything else. So it is a kind of attack to the astrologers in general. Thank you. It is all about the story. You can just write my points, whatever I have said, and then even my speech that becomes meaningful for you.